a couple of other bits of news. Ethan Rafferty, the Armagh goalkeeper, of course, he said for a lengthy spell on the sidelines, picked up a suspected leg and ankle break playing for his club. Jake Morris is going to need surgery on his eye socket after what happened in the North final against Kiladangan when he took a bit of a hit a big hit from James Quigley late on in that game. In club hurling over the weekend, De La Salle, they beat Dungarvan 323 to 217. Ruben Halloran scored 12 points from frees. Michael Kiley, he scored, not the inter-county hurler now, there's two Michael Kileys, he scored 13 from frees as well. Mount Sion were beaten by 4 Mile Water, and I don't think everyone would have expected this because 4 Mile Water were something like 3-1 to win the game, and there was 3 red cards for Mount Sion in the game. Now, Mount Sion are managed by Kevin Ryan, who's the former Offaly manager, and part of the backroom team then is Pádraig Fanning, who's the former Waterford manager, Liam Dunn, who's the former Wexford manager. So they've a fairly high-powered management team there. Didn't go their way. 3 players sent off. Mikey Dakin, he was sent off for 2 yellow cards. Jamie Gleeson, he got a straight red card for a late tackle in the 53rd minute. And Austin Gleeson, who'd scored a brilliant sideline earlier in the game, and he was switching position throughout, he got a straight red in the 58th minute for connecting with Fionn Hallinan as well. So with the couple of straight reds going in next week against Tallow, that's going to put them under pressure straight away. Michael Morrissey, he scored 1-3 from play on his senior championship debut. And Sean Walsh, he also scored 1-3. 4 Mile Water had 11 different scorers, which was great for them. Ballygunner probably had their worst half of hurling in the first half against Abbeyside, but eventually they came out 121 to 16 points ahead. So that's 51 games defeated in the Waterford Championship there. Barry Coughlin, there's talks that he might be in injury bother for the championship. Rowan Moore beat Lismore. Dan Shanahan, he was on the bench there. Just then moving to Tipperary, so I was watching some of these games over the weekend. Bursley and Clonalty Rossmore, they drew 113 each. So there was a late free from Eddie Ryan, who of course was one of the star players for the Tip under-20s this year. That salvaged a point for Tipperary, for Bursley, I should say, who not the greatest performance I've seen. Missed a lot of chances early on. Conor Kenny with a few uncharacteristic ones. He eventually scored a brilliant one from the sideline early in the second half, but 4 had gone awry from him in the first half. James Devaney scored a very good goal for Bursley. The inside forwards for Clonalty missed an awful lot of chances and probably could have won the game if more were converted. Cathal Burke was good on the frees. Michael Ryan Winnie was very good in midfield. And I thought Enda Heffernan was very solid in the backs. Then on in the other game in the group, Thurles, they had a great start against Kiladangan. Nice goal early on, but ultimately Thurles lost 117 to 223. Now, in terms of getting out of the group, like the teams that won the divisions, the North, South, Mid, and the West, no East and Tipperary, of course, the teams that won those, they will get a preliminary quarter-final guaranteed. So, like in the other game, Clonalty, they don't have to worry if they don't get out of the group. They're guaranteed preliminary quarter-final. Thurles won the Mid, so they don't have to worry about it either. But Kiladangan do, and they won this game, so it was a huge win. And Billy Seymour scored a rocket of a goal early in the game. There was a puck, I think it was a puck out. It was certainly a long delivery over the top. He outpaced Dennis Maher, who was playing the holding 6, and just coming in at a narrow angle towards the edge of the penalty area, just flicked it up off the stick and smashed it into the back of the net. It was a brilliant goal. But not having Ronan Maher definitely had a huge impact on Thurles in this game. And Dennis Maher definitely struggled a little bit at 6. And in one of the other groups, Drum, they beat Nina 219 to 120, and Drum were pushing for goals late on when maybe they had a little bit more time to just pop off a couple of points, but that was a very tight game. Jake Morris, he wasn't playing, as I kind of mentioned earlier on. Some of the other games across the groups, Holy Cross, they beat Upper Church 216 to 113. Mullinahone beat JK Brackens 216 to 15. Toomevara fairly scotched Killarwan MacDonough, who are the county champions, 316 to 15. Moycarkey Burris and Ross Gray drew 21 points to 118. And Temple Derry, they were beaten comprehensively for a finish against Lochmore, 418 to 426. So plenty of other fixtures across the country, and please do get your comments in. In the Premier Football Championship in Cork, Castlehaven drew with Carbery Rangers. That was 11 each. Nemo beat Ballincollig 211 to 6. Plenty of other games going on there. In Wexford last week, St. Anne's, they lost to Fate Harriers. Then also Glenbarntown, they lost to Oilgate Glenbrine. St. Martin's, they lost to Fate Harriers. St. Anne's beat Nevena. Oulart Balla 124, Rattanure 117. Ferns 217, Crossabeg Ballymurn 20. Shelmaliers, they drew with Rapparees. And in Clare, Ballyea, they beat Ina Kilnamona, and there's a load of other fixtures as well. And we'll go into it in more detail later in the week. So that's it from the show this week. We'll be back, of course, later in the week. We'll have a load more to discuss. If you want to get the audio podcast, go to patreon.com/OurGame. And by the way, if you need to run a club fundraiser, get onto us at events@ourgame.ie, and we'll look after you there. So that's it from the show, and we'll chat to you again soon.